Before Quentin Tarantino made Reservoir Dogs, before Catherine Bigelow made Point Break, Ringo Lam made City on Fire. City on Fire is something of the undercover cop builds a friendship with his target movie. The film follows Ko Chow, played by Chow Yun-fat, a Hong Kong cop who is working undercover as an arms dealer. Chow is haunted by a previous case where he'd built a rapport with a previous target who ended up being killed in the course of the arrest. In addition to the usual stresses that come with working undercover and the case that haunts him, he's also running into issues with his fiancée, Hung, who's played by Carrie Ng, who doesn't think Chow is serious about their relationship and is planning to elope with a rich businessman. Now, Chow's current case, and the case he intends to be his last one, at least in cover, has him tasked with busting a ring of armed robbers who've been robbing jewelry stores throughout Hong Kong. They killed the last undercover cop who tried to investigate their group, and their last robbery led to the deaths of several officers and civilians. Chow's contact is Fu, played by Danny Lee Xiaoyan, and after Fu buys guns from Chow, he vouches for Chow to their boss and recruits him for the job. And from there, well, look, this film is cited as an inspiration for Reservoir Dogs for a reason. Multiple reasons. This film is very well shot. Lam stages his action scenes incredibly well. A lot of the film is shot on location on the streets of Hong Kong, and Lam, along with the cinematographer Andrew Liao, who would also go on to direct the Infernal Affairs and Young and Dangerous films, are really great at putting these shots together. The internal sets as well are much more confined than you normally see in Western films, and as the film progresses, I noticed that the scenes that Chow are in get more and more claustrophobic and confined and cluttered as things go on, and he gets drawn more and more into taking part in the robbery. Probably the best example of this is finally at the end when the heist goes bad and the thieves return to the hideout. In Reservoir Dogs, they're in a big open warehouse with plenty of room for the actors and camera to move around and wander through the scene, like a wide open stage. By comparison, in City on Fire, the hideout is a fairly confined and claustrophobic shack, and as the law closes in, we get a sense that the walls are closing in as well. Like, by claustrophobic, I mean, the camera here is basically like kind of outside of the walls of the shack at this point, and we just kind of have to take the roof off for some of the camera shots here. The film does have some significant issues, though. In particular, the female characters, especially Hung, are not written well. Hung is written as a unreliable gold digger, and unreasonable one as well. She's shown as caring for Ko Chow, but her choices are depicted as being less like someone who cares about her boyfriend and wants to try and get him to settle down, and more like someone who's just looking for the better deal. I mean, that's certainly her prerogative as a person, but it's a negative stereotype and looks bad in the film. Additionally, look, Hong Kong PD frequently gets written as borderline incompetent in these movies anyway, types of films anyway, but here has some particularly notable issues. The officer tasked with investigating the robbers independently of Ko Chow's own efforts, John Chan, goes beyond being arrogant, which is clearly what the actor is shooting for. The actor, Roy Chung, to instead, feeling from the writing, feels like he's just written as stupid. He's informed on multiple occasions by superior officers that one of the people he's trying to arrest, at least as far as the dub goes, is an undercover cop. And he refuses to believe that and is only willing to humor the concept when he's told to do so by a superior, and at the moment the superior is no longer present in the scene, he goes back to basically not believing that Chow is undercover, that Chow is one of them. Now, I've seen undercover cop films where the cop was told they were too close or a loose cannon and threatened with being pulled from the case because they're just too involved and can't separate themselves and their opinion of the person or people that they're investigating because of that. I've never, though, seen a detective in these films inside law enforcement on the other side, not with the undercover cop, deny that they were told that, oh, we've got a man on the inside, especially if we're being told this guy is our man on the inside. Like, where they're where they're willing to blow their cover, this person's cover to this person to get them to lay off, and had them refuse to believe it, especially when it's coming from a superior. I get doing an ACAB, all cops are bastards take with the film. And if they just had Chan have his head up his ass about Chow being undercover, considering undercover cops to be fundamentally dirty, or having him be on some sort of respect my authority power trip with Chan, with Chow, with the character of Chow, or anything like that, that would work. But this isn't that. It feels like the character's unable to retain new information. I don't object to the idea of having cops be stupid either. But with where this character is in the story is narratively frustrating. Not saying that dumb cops can't get promoted due to connections or anything like that, but this does, like, with where this character is in the story and where superiors are in relation to the story, and that superiors are giving him orders that he's refusing, that feels like a situation where he'd get, where, like, it makes narrative sense for him to get yanked. Either yanked from the case, yanked to a different bureau, reassigned to a different bureau, stuck behind a desk, whatever. Still, otherwise, the film is spectacularly well crafted. The heroic bloodshed genre, in addition to referencing thematic tropes from wuxia, also borrows a lot from film noir and pre-Hays Code gangster films, and this film definitely shows that, making this movie absolutely worth checking out, and it's recently gotten a 4K release, so I'll have a link to where you can get that in the show notes. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please like and subscribe, and also consider backing my Patreon. Patreon backers get episodes up to 1 week early of this show and any future Let's Plays. Also, please consider backing my Ko-fi. Toss me a few bucks also helps support the show, and it's not a monthly obligation or anything like that.